Humor is don't lose your sense of humor about yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously. Be able to make fun of yourself always. The only thing that you should truly take seriously is doing a good and professional job when you are working. Take your work seriously, but never yourself. 2, you can't give up if you want this. You have to believe that there are no other options. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't lead a full and many-faceted life with other rich and fulfilling experiences and sides to it. But I never thought I would do anything else but act. I actually can't do anything else, so I didn't have a choice. I'm really glad it's working out so far, otherwise I'd be up Schitt's Creek. So learn to do other things, have a passion for other things. It will only enrich your acting. Don't lead a life with only one thing that you care about, but you have to have a resilience and strength. And if you really want to be an actor, live that life every day. Call yourself an actor every day. So much of being an actor is spent not actually doing any acting, but know that's who you are and own it. Be it. 3, believe it or not, this is kind of practical. When you don't get a job, it's not personal. It's going to feel incredibly personal. It's going to feel like, come on, how could it not be personal? I have not gotten far more jobs than I have gotten. I have probably only booked 10%, okay, maybe 5% of what I auditioned for in my life. This is how it is for everyone. There are so many dumb, stupid, logical, and illogical reasons why you don't get something. Know that it actually has very, very little to do with you or your ability. 4, this one is a little more focused on acting itself. I don't believe there are any wrong choices, only fake choices. The great thing about acting is you have as many choices as there are people in the world. As an actor, I believe you are a mirror reflecting humanity back onto itself. And in that case, you have as many choices as what to reflect as there are people. An audience doesn't care what you do as long as it's truthful and honest to them. One of my favorite things to do that I discovered a few years ago when I did this mini-series Top of the Lake is what the director and I called the rainbow take. It sounds kind of cheesy, but he would give me one take where I could do whatever the hell I wanted. No rules, no patterns, no preconceived ideas, and shit would get weird. But it was so much fun, and often it was those takes that would wind up on the screen. So I guess to sum it up, what I'm saying is, let go of what you think you should do and what you have seen someone else do and what makes sense. And sometimes, do whatever you want. It's actually really fun, and you will find things that you never would find otherwise. You may end up throwing it away, but it will be there somewhere in the work. Also, because you are attempting to be that mirror of humanity, go out there and live life. Have fun. Learn about things that interest you. Travel, study, watch movies, watch everything. Be familiar with all the classic films. Binge watch great television. Go to the theater, see everything you can. Go to tiny theaters downtown, get rush tickets on Broadway. Watch everything and see everything. Everything you see and everything you do can be put into your work. You won't know where right away, but eventually you'll be doing a scene where you'll have a project and you'll go, oh, I know what this is because of whatever experience it was that you let yourself have. 5, my last bit of advice from my place of very little authority, yet somehow I've been asked to talk to you, is be nice to people. Don't be a jerk. It doesn't work. It backfires on you. I have worked with a lot of people, and I swear to you, the bigger and more successful the person, the nicer they were. It's only the mediocre that are assholes. Professional, work hard, know your lines. It also means be as nice to the crew as you are to the producers. Remember that however tired you are, however underpaid, however overworked, there are probably people there that are working harder than you and are more tired than you and for less money. Respect the people you work with. I cannot tell you how far this goes. People will remember it. Okay, some of that advice is assuming you get a job. Which, as I previously said, is sometimes slightly difficult to do. So I suppose I'll add one more piece of advice that I wish I had known 10 years ago. It's going to be okay. Things are not going to go as you planned. When I was a teenager, I had all sorts of ideas of how my career would go. It went in none of those directions. You will struggle, you will have highs and lows. I was on unemployment. I went through a lovely and memorable period living in New York, where I was living with a 50-something-year-old substitute teacher in Stuyvesant Town in an apartment that I found on Craigslist. I had the bedroom and he had the living room and we shared a bathroom. Yep. It was cheap, and since at one point I could only afford to buy a 4-pack of day-old bagels and eat them, and only them for a day, I loved that apartment. But I also loved it because I was living in New York. I was young, I was pursuing my dream, which was what all of you are about to do. And I think that is a very noble thing to do. You are artists, and you want to do what you love, and I think that's a beautiful thing. It may not always be easy, but try to remember that one of the greatest gifts in life is knowing what you love and going after it. So many people go through life not knowing what they even want. So figure out what you want if you haven't already, and go for it. I promise it will be worth it, because no matter what happens in the end, you will know that you followed your heart. Don't take no for an answer. Don't listen when people tell you you aren't right for the part, or aren't any good, or should be taller, or shorter, or fatter, or skinnier, or that your choices are weird, or that they don't know where to put you. I have been told that my teeth were wrong, that I needed to lose weight, that I was a character actress and not a leading lady, and it hurts, not gonna lie. But you develop a thicker skin and you don't give up. Never change who you are to fit some cookie-cutter description that you will never fit into anyways. What makes you unique, what makes you different, what makes you you, is the single greatest asset you have. I leave you with one story that I always have to remind myself of when something doesn't go my way, and I need to remember that it's going to be okay. When I was 23, 10 years ago, well, 9, there were 2 important pilot scripts going around in New York. One of them shall go unnamed. The pilot that I won't name was the one everyone wanted to be in. It was sexy, cool, on a big network, and I walked into the audition room and my heart sank. Everyone in there was a goddamn model. Just beautiful and cool and perfectly dressed, and I thought, oh man, there's no way they're gonna cast me in this, and I felt bad about myself and lame and awkward. And in that same week, I think, I auditioned for this pilot, which had no stars, was on a network nobody had ever heard of. Not exactly the most compelling of pitches, but the script was beautiful. Anyways, I didn't get the cool one. And that unnamed network show was canceled after a few episodes. The other one I did get. It was called Mad Men. Don't worry, it's going to be okay. My point being, the biggest piece of advice I would give my younger self is, fuck the plan. Fuck what everyone else has done. And fuck being anyone except for who you are. Right.